Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Nightmare Talks. I'm Aaron.
I'm Chase.
And this
is...
Hi, my name's Hector.
This is Hector. We've been telling you guys about Hector. We told you we were going to be having him on our show.
What's up, guys?
And we finally got him on here. So this is going to be a really, really interesting episode. We have no idea where this is going to go.
This is overdue.
Yes, long overdue.
Take it where it
It
goes.
should have been like the top five, first 5 shootings. He should have been in this.
Yeah,
I was a little under the weather, but now I'm above it.
Yeah. He was a survivor of COVID, guys. There are survivors of COVID, just in case you guys didn't know that. So, yeah, he was a little under the weather, but now he's good. So.
Oh man, 8 days
Eight.
of nasty,
Miserable.
Oh my goodness, horrible. But then like 2 days, 3 days, like a switch just went off and 100% better.
It's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Glad to have you on the...
Yeah.
I am glad to be here.
We
I'm
are
happy,
super stoked.
invited to this, and
Super stoked.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun episode right here.
Is it?
Let's take a drink of this.
Yeah.
What is
Take
that?
a sip.
Is that tequila?
Tequila.
I can't do that.
Whatever's in the mug is a secret.
It is. It's really good too.
All right, so let's get into it. We are going to be spotlighting a movie that a lot of people have mixed feelings about. For some reason, people either love it or they hate it. There's no in between. I myself love it. Chase?
So, when I first watched this movie as a young kid, young little whippersnapper, I had mixed feelings about this movie. I hated the whole like video camera aspect of things, and like you're just at the whatever that shoots, that's what you get, and that's your shot.
Yeah.
So to me, it kind of took away some of the scare value. Well, in my head, I was like, it's gonna take away from it. And then as I watched the movie, I'm like, oh no, this is still terrifying.
Okay,
like,
so
no, easily still terrifying.
So for those of you who are trying to figure out what movie he's talking about, well, guess what? It is the Blair Witch Project. So,
I thought the same thing. I have to say, I was a little bit agitated.
Yeah.
The camera thing, it's just like all over the place.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it.
you guys have to understand, though, that this particular movie was literally the first movie to ever come out like that.
Yep.
And so I feel like a lot of people, of course, everybody complained about it. I had the same problem. But in the same sense, the director of the Blair Witch really didn't, it had never been done before.
Yep.
So, maybe he could have toned it down a little bit to make it a little more smoother and more not as annoying. But at the same time, it had never been done before. So, but other than that, like, it is also the movie that revolutionized found footage. Let's just be honest, it did. For the people that hated it and said it just sucked and it was horrible, you would not have movies like As Above, So Below. You would not have movies, you would not have any found footage movies without the Blair Witch. You might, but I don't think they would have that same feel.
And like I said, I felt agitated, but I was like, once I actually got into the movie, I was like, oh, it's actually not as bad as I thought. Because I originally went in with that feeling, because myself, I usually like, oh, this is going to happen, especially in horror movies. And it was a lot more interesting than I thought, for sure.
Yeah, and I think that the fact that it's about people who getting lost in the woods, like, that can really happen, dude. I've been lost in the woods.
Yeah.
Luckily, the woods weren't that big, so we were walking. Essentially, we were walking the wrong way, but eventually we got out of the woods and we're like, oh, okay, we're over here. We just got to go over there.
Yep.
Once again, it is just a movie. We realize that. But let's just be honest, dude. Being stuck out in the middle of the woods.
But see, I think that's that's what makes it interesting, right? So, like, I think the thing that makes horror movies great is, can you picture yourself in that scenario? Can you picture yourself in those shoes of, hey, what would I do in this circumstance? Like, how do I get myself out of this scenario? Which, I don't know that you get out of a scenario like this, to be completely honest. Especially if it's a thing like where you're trapped in these woods and every time you think you're going the right way, come to find out you're just doing a circle. Like.
Yeah. And see, I was one of the lucky ones to be able to see this movie in the theater opening weekend, because the way that they promoted it, they made it seem like it was a real, like, this was actual footage that was found, and they were trying to find out what happened to these kids. And then a couple months later, these kids come out on MTV for some sort of awards show, and you're just like, wait, what the hell? Like, I thought they were all dead. You know what I mean? And genius, dude. That is freaking genius. Like, love it or hate this movie, the people that created this movie, I mean, first of all, with no budget, to make millions, possibly billions of dollars off this movie, and number two, to be able to take no-name actors that had no script. I mean, if you've watched the interviews and stuff, these kids were basically just said, okay, you know what, you guys get inside this tent and go to sleep, and the director just did whatever he was going to do. So those reactions, a lot of those reactions were genuine reactions because these actors didn't know what was going to happen. And that's what made the movie so effective. Yeah. So I loved it. I think it was genius. I think a lot of people hate it because of the fact that it was so successful and being so simple.
Which, I mean, if that's why you hate it, and don't get me wrong, like I said, I do not hate this movie by no means. To me, it's a really good movie, and it shocked me, actually, because... like I said, the whole camera thing, that messed with me initially. I was like, I don't know that I'm gonna like that.
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I felt. And not like I said, I didn't dislike the movie either. And to find out, like Aaron said, later on that these people were still alive was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I really thought
I remember
these
people being mad about that.
Yeah.
People were actually.
It was upsetting.
About that. Yeah, people were actually really mad about that. I
Yes.
remember that.
And I can see the difference between seeing that movie, thinking that these kids were really dead, and then people who saw the movie after they found out that that they were just actors. And so yeah, maybe the impact was a little more extreme with those of us that saw it before they found out that these kids were still alive. Once again, like, maybe we're a little bit gullible, but at the end of the day, like, it had never been done before.
Yeah.
So once again, appreciate it for what it is. Yeah. It is it started that whole found footage.
Absolutely.
And you look at all the movies that tried to copy that, you know what I mean? And that's the funny thing is everybody hated this movie and everybody had so many bad things to say about it, but then there was hundreds of movies that tried to copy it in the sense of being found footage that just sucked ass.
Yeah, when you go to
so, I mean, Hector, you remember the scene where where they're sleeping in the tent at night and they hear the kids laughing?
Yes.
And then you see the handprints?
Yep.
Come on, tell me that didn't...
Oh, yeah.
Like, anybody that slept in
the
a
middle
tent,
of the woods.
Right.
Oh, yeah. There's no way that, I mean, 3 people that are scared already. You don't know where you're at.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you see it and hear all that stuff in the middle of the night, during the day. It doesn't matter what time. You would definitely shit your pants, probably.
So what if?
Uh-oh.
What if they shoot this movie from not a little camera point of view? They shoot it from like a regular horror movie.
Wouldn't have had the same impact.
No, definitely not.
It wouldn't have been the same movie.
I would have definitely thought different in that, again, going back to where I thought those kids were actually not. Yeah, not alive. You know, it would have been way different. It would have been more a movie feel, if you will.
Yeah.
But even as a director, you would have still shot that scene from the inside of the tent. Given it's not a camera point of view, as far as somebody handheld camera, any director to capture the effect of putting yourself in their shoes, I think they would still film from inside. I don't know. I always think of it like, what if they would have filmed this like any other movie? Like, there's certain shots where they would have done similar to that, but it just wouldn't have been a handheld camera. And maybe it's a different dynamic that it brings to this movie.
I see what you're saying, but once again, I feel like the reason this movie had the effect that it did on people. Okay, once again, to rewind, for people who never go camping, for people who stay in their house and play video games all day and watch TV and have never been out in the woods in the middle of the night, a movie like this is probably not going to be that scary to them because honestly, they can't relate to it.
Yeah.
They can't place themselves in that situation, so therefore, you know, it's just not going to have the same impact as it would somebody like myself and you guys too, because I know you guys like to go camping and you're into the outdoors as well. So a movie like this is going to have a different effect on those people than people like us who go out and go camping. So yeah, back to what you were saying, shaky camera, I feel like it was necessary. Now, they could have done things to make it not as shaky, to make it a little smoother, to make it a little more tolerable. I mean, there was literally people getting up and walking out of the theater because they were just, you know, getting headaches and,
Some
you know,
people
they
were
even
getting sick. Yeah.
Some people had seizures, from what I understand. Like, And once again, because it's never been done before. But at the end of the day, the Blair Witch Project raised the bar.
Yeah,
And
that's
actually,
for sure.
no, it was the bar
Yeah.
when it comes to found footage, in my opinion. And once again, these are all just opinions. I mean,
Yep.
you guys can be sitting there and just shaking your head, being like, "Oh my God, these guys really like this movie. Like this movie was freaking garbage." Well, to some people, it might be garbage. To other people,
Yeah.
I think it is a staple
Yep.
in the horror genre. So
And it's like we said, this is one of those movies that if you don't have the relatability to be like, hey, I can put myself in those people's shoes and be like, that's terrifying.
And if you-
because 100%, I can. I
Yeah.
can put myself in their shoes and
Oh,
tell
me
you
too.
right now, that's absolutely terrifying.
Me too. And then you got to remember the ending.
Oh yeah.
Once again, that shock ending that I can't recall a movie before that. I mean, there might have been movies before that that had that ending where you're just like sitting there with your mouth open, trying to like wrap your mind around what you just saw. And once again, like I said on a previous episode, is there was people, actually most people in the theater just sat there as the credits were rolling because they were just so shocked at that ending. And so for those of you who haven't seen the movie, I don't want to spoil that for you, but if you haven't seen this movie, once again, go into it with an open mind, tough it out through the shaky camera, and let us know what you think, because this movie once again revolutionized horror when it comes to found footage.
Keep an open mind, again, because it is something that it's completely different from other movies, and if you haven't seen a movie like this, it's definitely going to be, like for me, like I said, it was a little challenging at first, but then once you actually get into that story and you see all these things that are happening, the shaky camera, I guess, thing goes away, if you will. It's obviously still there, but now you're more into what's actually happening rather
Right.
than the camera shaking itself.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's all part of the story.
Right.
That's all part of the appeal of this movie.
Yeah,
Agreed.
yeah. It's kind of like when you're like a mosquito, I guess. When you're surrounded by mosquitoes, at that first few minutes, you're just like, "Oh my God, this is so freaking annoying." But then when you start doing whatever it is that you're doing, like let's say you're mountain bike riding or something like that. I know you like the mountain bike ride. After a while, you're able to tolerate those mosquitoes because you're just like, it's a package deal, dude. These mosquitoes come with being outdoors.
Yep.
So I have to either go home and get off my mountain bike and not deal with the mosquitoes, or deal with the mosquitoes and continue to do what I'm enjoying to do.
Yep.
It's essentially the same thing. So, yeah, check out Blair Witch. Let us know in the comments what you thought. Let us know if you liked it, if you didn't, and if you haven't seen it, once again, check it out. It is an older movie.
It's pretty
You know
old.
what? We always have to let people know when it came out.
Shame on us.
1999.
That's
1999.
Wow.
Wow.
I did not realize it
Guys,
was
should we talk
1999.
about how old I was?
I'll tell you how old I wasn't. I wasn't 21.
I
Neither.
definitely was not a kid anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe I was. I'm still a kid at heart.
Yes.
I was a kid if
It's
this
just
was
a number.
1999, but I don't want to tell you. Like, I was a kid.
Well,
Still in
well,
diapers.
No.
Little whippersnapper.
I didn't have to be. I was that my choice.
I want to say that. I want to say when it comes to straight like gross profit, this movie is way up there. It's not the highest grossing movie, but like when it comes to how much they budgeted to how much they made,
Yeah.
I mean it's like, dude, like that gap is huge.
I think it just depends on the perspective. Everybody let the aspect that Hector and myself talked about, like the whole camera thing, like that got to a lot of people. And a
It
lot
was
of
an
people,
issue.
They couldn't enjoy the movie for what it was in the sense that because of that. But at the end of the day, like the story and everything leading up to this, like great movie. Like the ending was great. They left you with that shock value that you were talking. Like you're just like, what did I just watch? What
Yeah.
just happened?
Yep.
And then the poor people of Burkittsville, Maryland.
Yeah.
I guess it's an actual town. At first, they didn't think it was, but there actually is a town. Just got so pissed off at how many people came flooding in there trying to find this Blair Witch, and they're like, "It's not real! Like, come on, it's a movie."
The fact they had to be told,
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's crazy.
we got
We get-
a little weird buzzing noise there. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so Hector, now that we finally have you on the show,
Hold on, guys. Wait. I want to talk about it. So we have Hector on the show, and that's why I want to talk about it. So let's talk about favorite scary movie. Just a single one.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be multiple. Let's just go one.
One favorite movie.
Yep.
Scary movie.
that's a tough question, dude.
There's lots of movies out there.
One that's notable. It doesn't have to be a favorite.
Or made
It
an
could just
impact.
Be one that made an impact.
Yeah.
That you just have a memory from this movie that just
So I you know what? I think I go back to, and it wasn't really horribly scary, but it was definitely something that left an impact on me at that time.
I know what it is. Runaway Bride.
That did too, but that's another story. That's for another time. and this is gonna throw everybody off as well, maybe. But who hasn't played with a Ouija board? You haven't? Have you?
I played with something. Might have been a Ouija board. I don't know.
And that's probably why for me this
Yeah.
movie kind of led into doing something like that, and it was amazing. So do you guys remember which movie I'm talking about?
Are you talking about Insidious?
No, maybe Insidious. No.
Pretty
Is
in
it an
Pink?
older movie or is it a
No,
more
not Pretty in Pink.
up-to-date?
No.
Ferris
No.
Bueller's Day Off?
No.
No,
You're right on the board. Right, I mean, right on the board, right on the nose. Insidious, because it threw me off.
Yeah.
It just threw me off where did not expect that
No.
ending. And I don't want to give that away. And I know you guys had talked about this previously in another.
We did.
Yeah, we actually did.
Not very long ago, actually. So
But that was an amazing, to me, movie. Just an amazing movie because I was not expecting that ending at all.
I think you're spot on. I think that movie caught a lot of people by surprise.
Yeah.
Even to this day, if you go back and you watch the previews, it doesn't really do it justice for how scary that movie is. And it's not often that Hollywood puts out a movie where you don't get the best parts in the previews. It's not often that happens, and where the rest of the movie is honestly more scary than even the previews themselves were. And Insidious definitely did that.
Yep.
It went above and beyond, even within the previews of seeing what is to happen. You weren't ready for that movie. So I completely agree.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that movie thoroughly.
Yeah.
From beginning to end, like I said, that's something that for me just kind of caught me off guard. No, usually I can say, yeah, this is going to happen, or, that's going to happen, or, stuff like that you want to say. And some people might not, enjoy, again, this is all opinions, some people might not enjoy certain type of movies because they say, I already know that's going to happen,
Yeah.
or, this love story or whatever, But this is definitely something that I thought was just a great movie all around.
Well, I mean, there's movies where what happens is super predictable, and then there's movies where it's still somewhat predictable,
Yeah.
but it's still good. I feel like you can still have a really good horror movie that's effective and still somewhat be predictable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, all slasher movies, come on, it's a slasher movie. It's a dude or a chick running around just killing people and slicing people up and this and that. And you know what's going to happen, and you're just going to keep killing people, and then eventually something's going to happen, and
Yep.
they're going to get killed, right?
Yep.
That doesn't mean it's not a good movie.
Yeah.
So Insidious it did everything right.
Yep.
I'll say it again and again. It did everything right. The environment, the atmosphere, the music, everything about that movie was just perfect. It was
Spot on.
perfect.
It was.
For me, Chase, to answer that question, now that I've had a chance to think about it, man. Well, I thought I had an answer, but I'm gonna have to go with Wrong Turn. I
Yeah,
love
I can get behind that. Yeah.
Wrong Turn.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, and I've said it before. There's just something about getting off the beaten path and getting off there in the middle of nowhere
Yep.
and dealing with people who are inbred,
Yep.
mutated, and just don't give a damn and it just, dude, that movie, I've seen it numerous times. It just did it for me, dude. It just did. Have you ever seen Wrong Turn?
I have
Hector?
not seen that movie, so that's definitely something.
So there's
to put
like
on the
9
list.
of them.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
referring to the first one.
No, the
Yeah,
first one.
yeah.
So the first,
Yeah.
I would say the first 3
Okay.
were actually really good movies.
Okay.
It's a good story. It has the same basic storyline. But the first one was probably by far the best one.
Yeah, dude. Those,
Super good.
that,
Yeah.
oh man, that
Yeah.
house and once again, another movie. And once again, I feel like Wrong Turn did not get the credit that it deserved.
No, for sure.
It was not one of
It
those
didn't.
like major blockbuster movies. I mean, people do know about it, but dude, like, okay, you have your Chainsaw Massacres, you have your House of a Thousand Corpses, you have your, you have all these movies about killers and serial killers and stuff like that. But with Wrong Turn, the fact that they were like literally like having people crash their cars or get flat tires. And once again, I mean, Hector, I know you haven't seen the movie, but it's basically just about this clan of killers, and they're all mutated, and they're inbred and stuff in West Virginia, I believe it is.
It's actually West Philadelphia.
West Summerlin. It was North Hollywood. No, it's I'm gonna have to let you watch that movie. I
Yeah.
have it. I'll send it home with you.
I will definitely watch that.
It's good.
It's good, dude.
It keeps you on the edge of your seat, man. It's one of those.
No,
kind
it
of
sounds
movies that's
very
good.
interesting when he was talking about they have these people crashing into
Yeah, they put out like these chains that have like giant spikes,
Yeah.
so that your
Okay.
tires get flat, and then as you're waiting for somebody to come help you change this flat, that's when they get your ass.
That's awesome.
And they get your ass. Like when I say they get your
Yeah.
ass, they get
Yeah,
your
they wreck
ass,
you.
dude.
They wreck you.
So yeah,
Literally.
so
Dang, plain
Chase, what about you, buddy?
So, yeah, the movie that's probably made an impact. My favorite.
Jeepers Creepers.
It's hard. So
It's
the
hard.
impact one is definitely Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
The first one. For some reason, as a kid, it just threw my mind for just a loop. To think about that kind of dynamic as far as being scared. To the point I literally turned the movie off. So, like I've mentioned several times before. And I think that's why that movie is one that stuck with me like this long. Like it's just one of those movies where it got the best of me for sure.
Yeah.
Reasonably so. Like,
Yeah.
it's a pretty scary concept.
It's good.
The other movie that I think it's kind of a sleeper, but it's a very good movie that I enjoy, and I used to watch it with my family, was Dead Silence.
Oh, yeah. There's a
So
movie I forgot
Dead
about.
Silence is a very like suspenseful but scary storyline at the same time.
Yeah. It's been years since I've seen that.
It's crazy, dude. That's a crazy movie.
Yeah.
Good one. I think everybody should watch that if you haven't.
We might have to spotlight that one in an upcoming
Yeah,
episode.
Yep, coming up. Because
I'll have to rewatch
think,
that.
I think that's a sleeper for sure.
One thing that I when I was a kid and I watched as an adult later on, as a child, as he's pointing out, just kind of threw into my head a movie that really scared the heck out of me when I was a child. And later on, as an adult, I was like, how was I even afraid of this? And it's possible that maybe I just completely saw it in a different light, obviously as an adult, but I was like, how could I have been this afraid of it? To not want to watch it again till I was an adult. And
Crazy.
why, like trying to beat down that fear? Why am
Yeah.
I afraid of this? I'm not going to be afraid of this, right?
Yep.
Children of the Corn.
A lot of people say that.
Children of the Corn just freaked me out
I mean,
as
that
a
makes sense.
child.
What
I
freaked
can
you out
see
so
that.
much about it?
I can't say. It's like
Just the kids that
I
live.
don't know that, and they're like zombies kind of in a way where they're walking through all this,
Kind of possessed or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. And
Huh.
I don't know. As a child, it just scared me, and as an adult, I watched it again. I was like, what? That's it?
Huh.
I don't know.
That actually
That
makes
is
I don't
interesting.
know.
But
I mean, that doesn't surprise me completely.
Yeah.
Like, I can definitely see that. Now, if you'd have told me, like, and I'm not saying it's not scary, but if you'd told me, like, Friday the 13th, different conversation.
God, have you guys tried to go back and watch the Friday the 13th now that you're older? And,
So
and
here's the
compared to
thing.
what we know nowadays is Like,
Yeah.
it's just so
Well,
corny.
the horror game has changed.
Totally.
We've
It has,
talked about
absolutely.
that. Like,
Yeah.
the game has changed in the sense of how we do horror movies.
Yeah.
The whole slasher thing nowadays, you're taking a risk. To me, if you're in
Yeah.
Hollywood and you're trying to sell a slasher, you're taking a risk
Yeah.
because it's a hard thing to do.
Very good chance of it being a flop.
Yes. Especially when you have your Sinisters, your Insidious, your Conjuring,
Yeah.
your Annabelle. Like, there's a lot of movies where you run the risk of you may not even be competition.
Yeah. Well, another thing, another movie that I don't really understand that scares so many people, dude. I mean, it's ridiculous how many people were traumatized by
Yeah.
this movie. And I've watched it. I watched it when I was young. I've watched it numerous times over the years. And I guess I don't get it. I don't get why everybody is so traumatized by it. But the original It,
I don't get that either.
it's okay, yeah. It's a clown. It's a creepy clown.
Yeah.
He kills people, kills kids. Okay. But, I mean, to single that out as being the one movie that traumatized you, and I know a lot of people that are traumatized by it.
Yep.
I don't get it, dude. I really don't get it. And, we're gonna get into that in a upcoming episode. We're gonna do originals versus remakes.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Because I feel like there's a lot of movies that were remade. Some of them are better than the originals, and it'll be interesting to see what your guys' opinions are on those. Hector, you're more than welcome to be on the show for that episode if you'd like.
Okay. Thank you.
But yeah, I just didn't think it was that freaking scary. Like,
Even it. So.
once again, my opinion.
No. So I think it's fair. I used to be afraid of clowns.
Okay.
So, in the sense that if you're afraid of clowns, this movie's going to hit it right on the head because
Definitely get it.
it's
Yeah.
a clown, and it's of all things, it's an evil clown. So totally get it. But now that I've matured a little bit, not so afraid of clowns, like I get it from your standpoint too. Like it just doesn't do it for me at all.
Yeah, and again, it was a movie. It was. I thought it was a good movie. I wasn't scared either, or didn't really say, you know what, that kind of wants me to go watch the remake,
Yeah.
because I was like, yeah, it's okay. The remake, if I thought the movie was great, I would probably want to watch the remake just
Yep.
to see if
Yeah.
they were able to make it better.
Yeah.
And it, for me as well, not saying it was a bad movie, again, my opinion, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be in terms of
Yeah.
a horror.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. It was entertaining. I thought the story was good. I thought everything was good. I thought the acting was good. I did love how half of the movie was them as kids, and then the other half of the movie was them as adults. Super cool concept.
Right.
I just didn't think that it was terrifying.
Nope.
And that's the weird thing too, is a lot of these people weren't scared of clowns before
Yeah.
they saw it, and then for some reason after they saw it, they just hated clowns, and they were terrified of clowns. So I don't know. I mean, is there another movie that comes to your guys' mind that was just like so freaking everybody was so scared of?
So I'm not gonna go. I just want to touch on it one more time.
Okay.
And then definitely go into
You want
that.
to touch on it one more time?
Touch on it. Play
It's
on
not that
words.
kind of show, guys.
Play on words.
And that's why
Play
I'm
on
in the
words.
middle.
That's why we put you in the middle. We're trying to get separated from Chase.
Oh my goodness. No, it was a fight for who was in the middle. Anyway,
We had to draw straws.
that's short stick. So
Oh no, here we go with the short stick.
anyway, so
I saw him cut the straws.
they were all short. Jokes on them.
Some are shorter than others.
That's right. They were all very short. So
We have gone off the deep end.
yeah.
Chase, what movie are you talking about?
So to touch on the movie, It.
Yes,
the
yes.
movie.
There we go.
Yes.
Let me
Mhm.
rephrase my sentence.
That cleared up.
To me, my opinion, since we're saying that, we're gonna say my opinion.
Opinions. All opinions.
Clown, to me, was more scary,
okay.
even more so than It.
Much lesser known movie, but
Completely, it's a sleeper.
Yeah.
And most people won't give it the time of day. But to me, Clown was way scarier. The storyline behind this movie, the way it kind of progressed and everything, like, that's a crazy movie, dude. And I think you actually told me about it. And then I was
probably.
like, But yeah, so anyway, Clown. To me, way scarier of a movie than the movie It. Like I touched on, the story was just better. It was darker almost in a sense. Like they try to make it dark, but it's not. Let's be honest. Like there's nothing dark about that movie.
Yeah, no. I think they just they were trying to capitalize off people who were scared of clowns.
I think it was more goofy than anything though. Like if you look at it, like in how they tried to play the endings of both movies, it was more goofy than anything. I wasn't scared of anything.
Yeah, it was silly.
Like it was just a silly kind of, I don't
giant
know. My
spider.
opinion. If you like the movie It, I'm happy for you.
I liked them, but I do agree with you. The endings were silly.
Yep.
There was parts in the movie that were not scary.
Yep.
There was some parts in the remake that I thought were scary, or I mean, maybe not so scary, but like just creepy.
Yeah.
But once again, we won't get too much into that because we want to save that for the
Correct.
the
Actual
original and the
spotlight.
remake episode.
Correct. Yep. Coming soon, by the way. So,
Yeah.
I have something that I want Hector to talk about because I've been to Hector's house on several occasions and have witnessed this firsthand. I don't know if you have, Aaron, but I've seen.
Oh,
some
his
of-
delicious tacos or enchiladas? Hell yeah, I witnessed it. How the hell do you make those delicious?
You know what?
enchiladas? That's hard to say.
It's just a
Say
little
it
bit of
5
this, a little bit of
times
that.
So,
delicious enchiladas. That is tough for white people to say.
Aaron's lost it, and where I'm going with this is
Sorry.
is his laundry room that is upstairs. On numerous occasions,
Yeah, let's talk
more
about
than once, that light in his laundry room has been flicked on and off, and nobody is upstairs.
Yes.
I think it's a sign for your wife to do laundry. God is sending you a
Oh
sign.
my goodness.
Get your wife in there and do this
Do?
damn laundry.
You know what? If hi babe, I love you. If she does the laundry, but maybe not enough.
So Hector is not confirming or denying
But-
whether or not she needs to do more laundry or not. Smart man. He's playing the fence.
It's very interesting to say the least,
Yeah.
as you said, and on talking to people about that actually happens.
Yeah.
People kind of are like, okay, whatever, you know, but then when they come over
Let me see it.
and they see it for themselves,
Oh, yeah.
everybody's downstairs, we're watching a movie, it's dark, whatever. All of a sudden, the light just turns on upstairs.
Yep.
Laundry room.
Y'all had
And it's
you
only the
told me.
laundry room. It's only the laundry
Yeah, I was
room.
gonna say, is that the only
It's
room?
the only one that does it.
It's the only
I haven't witnessed it, but you guys keep talking about it. I want to see
God.
it.
So they told me initially that it happens, and I'm like, sure. I mean, not that I didn't not
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
them,
yeah.
but like until I see it, like it's one of those things that I need to see.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And then it happened. I'm like, what is happening?
I need to see it.
And I'm like, I don't want to be here.
We need to take.
That's the
Like-
initial
like, I don't want to do this anymore.
feeling from everybody.
I don't
Yeah.
wanna- they're like, you want to go upstairs? I'm like, no, I don't. Thanks. I'm good. I'm gonna sit right.
You don't want
here
to go do
where I am.
laundry over his
No,
house?
definitely
I think
not.
we need to take your haunted faucet from your house and put it in Hector's house so they
Love
have a
it.
haunted faucet. and a
Yeah, I
haunted
heard
laundry
about
room.
that. I
You were
heard
there?
about that. I know. I heard about it.
Oh, you were outside, huh? You didn't get to see that.
I didn't
That's
see
right.
that,
You
though.
were there.
Yeah.
It was nuts. That's that was very.
That
creepy.
is extreme.
Yeah.
That's extreme. It's not like just like, you know, the AC goes on and you're, you know,
But it's completely unexplainable in the sense. So like, the light, maybe there's a malfunction, maybe. But even then, that's a very weird malfunction to have it just flick on and off.
Especially only in one room.
yeah, yeah,
Yes, and it's only in one room.
and-
It hasn't happened
yeah,
anywhere
mhm,
else.
Yes.
But the water faucet thing, that's always
That
always stuck
is
with me
extreme.
because you have to lift that handle to get the water to go.
Yeah.
It's not like a.
I don't have answers, bud.
Mhm.
Oh,
For either of you, I don't have answers.
I don't have answers for his at all, for sure.
Oh, for your faucet? Oh, I don't know.
It
I
hasn't
don't know.
happened since though, guys. So I don't really know where that came from.
Maybe-
I don't know.
Well, the crazy thing about Hector, your house though, is built. It was built
Recent.
brand new. It was built
Recent.
brand new recently,
Yeah.
so it's not like it's.
I guess relatively new recently, yeah.
So I don't think it's like somebody died in. Nobody could have died in that house that could be
1800s or
doing
whatever,
that.
yeah.
Chase, who knows with your house?
Dude, so here's the thing. My house was built in 1996. Here's the other thing. The first guy to live there was a single bachelor guy.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he took all the doors off of every room in the house. He didn't really have doors, but apparently he was a party animal, from what I've gathered.
Maybe he didn't have hands. He couldn't grip the doorknob to open them.
Or he just had an open door policy.
Could be that too.
So anyway,
He loved to party.
I don't know, man. I to my knowledge, nobody died in my house.
Hmm.
But I mean, I don't really know.
How many times have you seen your faucet come on like that? Was it just the
Only
once?
That one time, dude. And I don't know. But if you also remember, after that trip when we came back, I was sick. I was that sick. Felt fine when we left.
Hmm.
I didn't start feeling bad until we got there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hector, how often does your light go on and
Man.
off?
Dude,
You know what? It's random during the day, at night.
Oh, so
whenever.
during the day
it's
too,
a
huh?
common
Anytime,
occurrence, dude.
anytime, and it's
It's got to be a short.
No,
It's got to be a short.
Well, no, there's no way. So sometimes it'll go without happening for 2 weeks.
So to get rid of your short theory, it doesn't flicker and it doesn't like zzz.
No.
It's very distinct. It's on and it's off.
Yes.
How long does
There
it stay
is
on?
It
Couple
varies.
seconds
It
or
does.
minutes?
No, it
No,
varies.
no. It could be 30 seconds. It could
I've
be a
literally
minute.
watched it go flick, 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 flick. I've literally watched it do this. If I hadn't seen it firsthand, I would not be telling the story. But I've seen it with my own two eyes. It's crazy.
And you know what? It's not like a scary feeling.
No, it's not. There's no
It's,
bad
you know,
vibe
no,
behind this
not at all. You
Not
know,
at all.
and so
No.
I can't say that, and maybe the first time when you see it, maybe it might freak you out, but it's still not like a
It's a shock
scary
factor. Yeah.
sensation that
Oh
you're
no,
getting.
no, it's
some
not a bad vibe.
at all.
I don't get any kind of evil behind it. No like bad energy, nothing like that. It's more of just why is it happening, and
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for that.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. But you know what, guys? I'm going to bring it to the table. I don't know if I've brought it to the table before, but I'm going to bring it to the table again. So, Hector, you're married to my wife's sister. And then, for the record, Chase is married to my wife's niece. Okay, so your wife and my wife lost their parents, within the last, 12 years, I think. Well, maybe a little bit longer since
A little bit more.
Mommy passed
Yeah.
away.
Mhm.
And then Dade was...
Not too long. Well, actually, I guess
7,
time
8 years
flies.
ago, maybe?
Yeah, time flies,
Okay.
I guess. But about 7, 8 years ago.
Chase, remind me if I've ever told this story about where me and Belinda were laying in bed. I think I told this story how we smelt his cologne.
Yeah, his cologne.
Mhm.
You told me the story.
I mean, I can't say I believed in family members that are deceased visiting.
Yep.
I can't say I believed in that until that episode. Just to recap, me and my wife, my wife's father used to wear a very distinct cologne. It was just a very distinct cologne. First of all, nobody in our house wears cologne or
Dakar
perfume.
is the name of the
Dakar.
cologne.
And so those of you who know Dakar, it's very distinct. Anyways, and we were laying in bed one night just kind of watching TV, and we both looked at each other at the same exact time because we smelt that cologne
That's
at the
crazy.
same exact time in our room. And once again, nobody in my house wears cologne because my wife has really bad allergies, and so she doesn't like it. And for the record, my cologne I wear is Acqua di Gio and Hugo Boss. That's it. So, yeah, maybe, just maybe, it is one of her parents visiting you guys as well, and that's just, I don't know, that's their thing.
And that's what your wife.
That's
said,
what we-
and
that's what we
and-
believe.
And that's to me that's totally fair.
And if you're not
because-
scared, that to me that kind of means it's not like a vengeful or a an evil spirit.
There's definitely not a bad energy with
Yeah.
it at all.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
everybody would sense it. It wouldn't just be the people that live in that house. Everybody would pick up on a bad vibe that comes with
yes.
it. And there's not.
And I have to say that, now that you're talking about the cologne, maybe once or twice.
You've had that as well?
I've had that experience.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, that distinct
Yeah.
smell of my father-in-law, passed
Guys, there's
away, and-
no other explanation.
And it is possible that he's, just saying hi.
Just visiting.
What's going on?
Letting
man?
us know
You
he's
guys are
there.
okay?
Stopping in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and it's weird because it's not like it was like you said, it was just in that one moment, and it's like, whoa, it just kind of like,
And then it fades.
yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
just there for that moment.
Yeah.
Dang.
That, honestly, you can't fake that, dude.
No.
You can't fake that.
No, you
there's
can't.
no reason. There's no reason I would say something like that, and even bring something like that up, if it wasn't a very distinct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's. Pretty cool that you experienced it well, because you
Yeah.
know exactly
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And Chase, there may be a day where you do, because Dade was very, very close to your wife.
Yes.
For sure.
So
Yep.
who knows?
Yep.
Maybe he's in there doing dishes or something.
But see, that's what's crazy. Maybe.
Cooking?
I heard he did like to do the
He
dishes.
loved cooking and
was
he
all about
loved-
cooking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's not fair, and so I wear Dakar, and one day I sprayed it on because I don't always wear the same cologne. I have like 8 different colognes that I tend to wear.
Brute, Old Spice, what else?
Dude, you know
I'm
what's
just
still a good one? You know, so a sleeper cologne
remember
is
Brute.
Curve.
One? Is that one?
Do you remember Curve?
Yes, that's my favorite actually, but I
It's
can't
so
wear it
good.
anymore.
Why?
I don't know. Somehow my wife started getting really sensitive about that.
What's wrong with our wives, dude?
I
Same
don't,
thing.
you know, I just gotta stop doing it to the wife.
I have 2 brand new bottles of cologne that I never can wear. I can never wear them. They're just sitting there.
Yeah, she's super sensitive to that cologne now. And this was,
So-
I think, after one of our.
I'm finally allowed to wear cologne again because when my wife was pregnant, she wasn't having it.
Yep,
But now
that's
she's
what
full.
happened to
It's all
me.
good. Yeah.
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 Now
fine
it's all good?
I'm good. Yeah, I can do
Really?
it now. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
good. So I was cleared hot on that, but I wore it one day and she was like, "Wait, what is that you're wearing?" And like it triggered her because like she was like, I was like, "It's my cologne I'm wearing." She's like, "It's different." I'm like, "Yeah, I wore a different one," and I'm like, "It's Dakar." And she was like, "Oh, okay."
We should just rename it .A.
It should be, yeah. At this point, that's what I should put on there.
That's what they called. That's what they called my wife's father was .A, and her mother was called Mommy. Right?
Mame.
Yep.
Mommy and .A.
Yep.
So yeah, we should rename that .A.
Yep, that's no, but I mean, Car's a good smelling cologne. He had good
It is.
taste, man.
It is,
That's
yeah.
great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
So
apparently
shout out
it
to shout out to all these colognes that we are giving free advertisements for. We are not sponsored by them.
By no means, yeah. We have no sponsorship.
But we are available.
Completely.
Send the cologne if you have to his, because we can't wear any. But
Yeah.
you know, no, just
You
I'll
send me
happily
a-
take them. Happily take them.
Send me a bottle.
Yeah.
Man, we are all over the place,
Nope.
guys.
So I got a new one. I got another one, guys.
Oh
Here
boy.
we go.
Oh boy.
This is off topic. This is not scary by no means, depending on how many of these you have. Favorite beer?
Wow.
No, you have to name one. So this isn't scary
That's hard.
movies. I need
That is
a
kinda scary.
single- It is.
It is kinda
It
scary.
Can be. To only pick one is very
it's
scary.
difficult. So maybe not scary, difficult.
Okay, wait. Let's
I need
reword it.
one.
If you could only drink one beer
For the rest of your
for
life.
the rest of your life,
Yes,
what would
fair.
it be?
But that's what I'm saying. So your favorite, because you're not going to choose like.
Yeah.
What's your go? Like if you had to have that one that you're going to drink.
Blue Moon. I'll go with Blue Moon.
Okay.
Smooth, easy
It
to
is,
drink.
yeah. It is.
I'm
yeah.
not a lager fan. I'm not. I don't like the thicker beers.
Yeah.
I like something a little more refreshing. So
Okay.
Blue Moon
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, fair. It's, you know what, I'm gonna let you go first because for me it's gonna take a little bit longer.
Okay.
Oh boy. When he rubs his hands like that, I always get a little nervous. He's gonna
I thought I was
say he's
have
gonna say
more
root
time.
beer. You're gonna
I
say
really-
root beer,
no,
aren't
no,
you?
no, no, no.
Freaking root beer.
Being that I'm under 21. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm 21.
Barely.
Yeah, just today. Anyway, so I was gonna say Blue Moon, but I started thinking about like I've tried other beers recently, and Modelo is one of them that I've tried recently. like,
Okay.
the different ones. Dude, I don't know. This is a hard question for me because even I came up with it. Yeah, that's about right.
One
It's-
eternity.
that's where we're at with this because honestly, this is one of those. That's why when you said you have to skip me, I was like, well, damn, I'm not really ready for that. So
Shall we turn the cameras off so you guys can think?
Oh,
Go to the bar real quick and start tasting all their
I'm
beers.
gonna go taste some beer, guys. I'll be
Come on, you
back.
gotta have something. I mean, you love Modelo.
I do love.
You
Modelo.
love Heinekens.
I love, dude. See, I'm not picky.
You're a
That's what I'm
damn
saying,
alcoholic,
man.
is what you
That's
are. That's the only
exactly-
reason you guys are having a hard time with this.
I'm
'cause
glad
you might
that
be
you
alcoholic.
said it out loud.
The first part of it is admitting you have a problem.
You guys are wrong. You guys are wrong.
No.
I think
Fat Tire.
Those are all great
I do
beer.
like
You know what? And I have to say that it just depends on the mood. It really depends on the mood.
That
And
is
so
true.
to be able to say just one beer, that's what I'm going to drink for the rest of my life. It just sends like my voice even was like, what the hell is one beer? That's it? That you can, you know what?
his
But
body's having reactions to the idea of only
seriously, and that's
choosing
just
one.
thinking
withdrawals.
about it. That is horrible, you know?
Okay, so
you
we
put me on
might-
the spot.
Yeah, we might have a solution to this, guys. We might have to be like some other YouTube channels and podcasts and
Yeah.
stuff where we're gonna have to sample different beers from all over the world.
Ooh, I would love that.
But you know what? Here's the thing. So, I'm not saying who's an expert at this table, and I'm not going to point fingers, but a certain individual at this table at the moment should bring ones that he thinks we should try, and then we can compare it from there.
That's a good idea. Oh.
I didn't point fingers.
Oh.
I'm just saying. And the person knows who he is, but I wasn't going to point fingers. But the person knows who he is.
We will have to
You
do
know
that.
who you are.
You know who you are.
If you're going to be a
We will have
special
to do
guest
that.
on this channel, you're going to have to bring
So to
beers.
be continued, but yeah, I think I would.
I feel that. I feel it. I
Yeah.
get
It's
it.
got
I
good
get
vibes.
it.
It's
I
got
get
good
it.
vibes.
Yeah.
We got that reverse s'more
course,
going
yeah.
again. We got the marshmallows on the outside and the graham crackers on the Anthony was like that with the I keep hitting my damn head.
Why do you have to keep bringing that up? Why do you have to make that
I think
reference
it's
every
funny.
single time?
I think it's funny.
So bad.
Reverse s'more, dude. That's freaking funny. I don't know. If you don't think that's funny, well, I don't care.
That's your opinion,
yeah.
Sorry.
right?
That's your
All
I'm
right.
sorry for my partner in
You're
crime.
entitled to that, but please,
Sorry.
it is funny.
Um,
I like it.
Yeah, you do.
man, this beer question. I really didn't think this beer question was gonna have such a. Hard,
And it's funny because you're the one that asked the question.
you know, like
You'd
I
think
thought
the
I was
person
gonna be
asking the
ready
question would
for
have
it.
an answer.
I thought I don't know. I thought Hector being able to answer the question would give me like clarity of which one I would choose.
So Modelo is great.
It is.
Heineken, Blue Moon. I
Yeah.
mean, those are all amazing beers. And sometimes I feel like a stout though. Sometimes I feel like just a heavier beer.
Yeah, my brother loves heavy beers, man.
And so and sometimes I kind of just want something sweet. You know, a porter. You know, always great. A little bit heavier, but definitely with those sweet notes to the palate. So I'm just gonna go out on a limb and just I guess say that I really enjoy a Negra Modelo actually.
Yeah.
Negra Modelo.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, it's not too heavy. It's got some sweet notes to it, and it's
So just to clarify,
enjoyed that.
because I'm rookie, just turned 21. It's the darker
too.
one, right?
Me too.
it's the
That's
darker,
the
one.
darker one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the
I do like that one,
Mhm.
but I like the lighter one too. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I think I'm more of a light beer person too, though. I don't think I like the heavy
Mhm.
beers. It's never been my cup of tea.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, then you have to take in consideration the question once again, though. If it's only one beer that you can drink for the rest of your life, so if you're
Mhm.
thirsty, do you really want a lager?
No.
Do you really want a heavy beer,
Mhm.
or do
Yeah.
you want something that's
Yeah.
refreshing?
Yeah.
So if you had to go with something that's refreshing, what would it be?
Yeah.
you could say Blue Moon.
I
It's
think
okay.
Blue
you know?
Moon is where I'm at.
Mhm.
I think if I have to have a go-to beer where I know I can trust it to be good,
Mhm.
Blue Moon is where I live.
Okay. Hector, Corona.
And I'm right there, that Negra Modelo, because again,
Yeah.
it's gonna take
It's
me
fresh.
to if I
It's
want
good.
something a little bit heavier, it's right there. And
The
if
best of
it's
both worlds.
light, that I kind of feeling you've got that nice
Yeah.
sweet notes to
That's a good point.
That's true.
So I think that's
Can you
mine.
really go wrong with any beer, though, right? Well, yes, you can.
Yes, you
actually.
can, yeah.
Never mind, scratch
It,
that.
it depends on what you enjoy. There's people that
And
out
what
there that-
budget you have.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Look,
Got that old English.
natty light,
OE.
natty light.
Got that big 40 of OE
Oh,
down at 7-Eleven.
Man.
see, I don't like Bush though. People love Bush and they swear by it, and I cannot do Bush.
See, I don't like Coors Light.
I can do Coors Light.
I can go.
I
All the,
can do Coors Light. It doesn't mean I want to,
Yeah.
but I can do it.
I can go all the way to
Tastes like piss to
even
me.
an Ultra, Michelob Ultra. It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That's a good beer though.
That is
It-
good.
it's
That's
a great
sleeper.
beer.
I
No,
think
it's
that's a sleeping
amazing.
beer because people are like, "Oh, Michelob Ultra, like, like, are you kidding?"
No, it's not bad at
Ultra.
all.
It's super chill.
not bad at all.
It's a great beer.
Super good cold.
Just yes.
Like when it's fresh and cold. Oh, my
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
God. Anyway, guys, I know that was a little off topic.
No, we're not done with this.
So,
If you had to eat the same thing every day for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Hector goes first.
Ooh, I thought you were gonna say Hector, but I thought you were just gonna stop at Hector.
You
Sorry.
know, guys, we've already talked about the short sticks. We've already talked about all this other stuff. Why is this still happening?
Oh man, I'm going
That's a
first,
tougher
huh?
one,
That-
dude.
That's
That's a tougher
pretty
one.
tough because I enjoy cheese, but I don't want to just eat cheese because I'll be like
Constipated all the time.
We're not
Forget
saying
that.
just like one element of
Man,
food. We're saying like a
jeez.
whole meal.
Yeah.
Like,
because
what
that
would
could
it
be a whole meal. I could have just
That's
cheese
true.
and
Oh
That's
my
true.
God.
oh man, I
Yeah.
love.
See, that's a tough question. Somebody asked me that at work one day. We used to do like question of the day where it would kind of give us something to think about, and then we at the end of the shift we would all give our answers or whatever. And somebody asked me that, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that is a hard question, dude. Like pizza might kind of be up there, but at the same time, like if it has to be one particular pizza, like pepperoni pizza, then absolutely not.
See, and
Kind of can't go wrong with a steak. You can grill it. You can cottage it.
I think I know the food I would choose. I think I know the meal I would choose, and I only base it off of what I enjoy, and I base it off what I would eat regularly as it is. And this is gonna shock people, but I would do a cheese quesadilla, dude.
No,
No,
I'm just kidding. You just
no
said it
meat,
was
bro.
gonna shock you.
No, none of
Cheesecake.
that. Like
Melted
cheese, like
cheese.
melted.
Just
You
cheese?
see that? You see
Swear
that?
to God, bro.
No
Thick-
chicken?
You
No.
see that string?
So no
Thick
substance whatsoever.
Thick cheese quesadilla.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So okay, so there's a little common denominator between the two of you with cheese. Yeah,
I live that
freaking
because I think
Wisconsin.
about what I like. If I have to eat what I want for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have something that I
That you
regularly go
really
back
enjoy.
to, and I will eat.
That is
Pizza, I can
interesting.
probably go without. Will I crave it somewhere down the road? Absolutely. But cheese quesadilla is where I'm gonna live.
I'm gonna go with steak, dude. I'm gonna go with steak. I can eat
Yeah.
a steak every day.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice.
Steaks are great.
Yeah.
I love steaks. But you know what? I'm gonna have to say, with that cheese, I'm gonna say enchiladas.
Oh, cheese
Every day.
enchiladas.
Everyday cheese
Or like,
enchiladas.
oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Wait. Just cheese
Respect.
enchiladas or like beef?
Or beef, or like
No,
chicken
if
enchiladas?
anything, maybe chicken. You know, because
Okay.
yeah, the reason I say chicken because I've got to watch my cholesterol. You know, if I have too much beef and cheese, and you know, it's possible that my cholesterol might. But I'll do.
Good point, bro.
You know, it's
There's no right or wrong answer. in
cheese
this.
So
enchiladas
now-
and with a lot of sauce.
Oh, God.
a lot of sauce.
This
Not too
episode-
spicy because
And with his Modelo.
absolutely
Can't forget the
a
Modelo.
perfect
so
combination
that's
for the
it,
rest of your
man.
life.
It's not a bad look. We put together some good meals just now. It's
Yeah, we
good.
did.
It's good.
I think we might have to hit Taco Bell and,
On the way.
Del Taco
and the bar.
Jesus, we're gonna go drink and get some Taco
Man,
Bell.
I was just starting to recover.
bar
from-
food. Perfect.
an alcoholic.
We can do that too.
Honestly, some bar food is actually delicious.
Hell
Depending on
yeah.
the bar you go
Fish
to,
and
like,
chips,
it's
dude.
pretty-
I love fish and chips.
No, dude. So the buffalo chicken strips, I swear to
Okay, yeah,
God,
you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
it's fire.
Yeah.
It's fire.
Freaking some places nachos are amazing.
Yep.
What was that? Roadhouse? Used to be called
Yeah.
Roadhouse. Oh my god,
Oh.
they had the best damn nachos, dude.
Oh
Do you
my
remember
goodness.
those? Did you ever
Yeah.
have those? The
Yep.
white, they were like white cheese, bro.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Man.
Guys, what are we doing right now? We
This-
are a
this episode's not
four-part show.
scary at all. We
This
went
is
from
like a
Blair
movie
Witch.
review.
It could be pretty scary if we had only those things to eat.
No,
Man, imagine.
no, we'd be happy.
Yeah. But what comes out afterwards is
That's
pretty
none of
scary.
what's on this
Enchiladas
show's
every day.
business.
That's scary, bro. That's
I
scary.
might come out looking like the Michelin Man, so it's all good. We're on it.
Huh.
Anyway, guys,
This was amazing. This
this was a
fun. I
good
had a lot
time.
of fun.
Yeah, dude. So
Hector,
Hector's
you are
gonna come back
welcome anytime, Hector.
Hector's
You are
coming
welcome.
back.
Thank you. I
because that whole
appreciate
beer
it.
thing we're gonna do it. That's gonna be a thing.
We can do it.
I did want to touch on one thing before we go.
Yes.
Yes, Dad.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
No, those tunnels across the street from your from your
damn.
house
Yes.
that you grew up in.
Yes.
Once again, we brought that up on a previous episode. We talked about these tunnels that are supposedly haunted. There's 4 of them, but I want to say the second one from the right is the one that's haunted. Hector grew up in a house right across the street from there.
Yes. Yep.
We've talked about this before. Do you have any stories for us regarding those tunnels that you've...
Well, you know what? In all honesty, I think because it was maybe normal, kind of like the light.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't see anything scary there. I didn't feel any scary, you know. And we used to ride our bikes, my sisters and I, when we were growing up, crossing. So going back, these tunnels are basically an outlet, if you will, for water when it rained to go underneath the freeway.
But they're big.
They're big, huge tunnels. I
Yeah.
mean, there's 4 big tunnels. I'd say it's probably maybe about 4.5 feet.
I had to hunch over a little bit to get through them, so I'd say they're probably about anywhere from 4.5 to 5 feet.
Yeah.
tall.
So yeah, they're pretty tall and they're pretty wide.
Yeah.
I'd say they're probably about maybe it's a square. It's about 4.5 by 4.5 feet around there,
Yeah,
more or less,
pretty
right?
close,
All
yeah.
4.
Yeah.
And so, but we used to ride our bikes as kids to cut across to go from one side of the freeway to the other. Otherwise, we'd have to go around, and you just cross the street instead of going to this. I don't condone this. Go to the crosswalk and cross at the crosswalk. Don't cut cut across
Public
the
safety
street.
announcement.
Yeah.
There you go.
Safety
So-
tips from Hector.
Yeah.
But that's another story. So we would go through the tunnels on our bikes, and you're literally riding your bike with your back almost rubbing against the top of it. And that's what made it so fun, right? We get to cut
Sounds-
across instead of
sounds
go
amazing.
around, ride our
Sounds
bikes.
Fabulous.
And as kids, don't put your head up, fool.
Don't put your head up, fool. Yeah, say it, fool. Don't put your head up,
Head
fool.
down, fool.
Yeah. Did you ever ride through there at night though, or was it always?
Oh, we
during the
did.
day?
Day, night.
Okay.
And it was interesting. I will say, though, and I don't remember today which one of those you didn't go down. You didn't go down
Oh,
that one
wait.
tunnel.
So there was one of them that you guys avoided.
We always avoided one. And why? I don't know. Maybe we went down it sometime and
Because
we got that bad
That's
vibe.
interesting,
That
dude.
is interesting.
Because
But-
there's only one of those tunnels that is supposed to be haunted, and once again, if I'm correct, if I remember correctly, it is, if you're looking from your house,
Mhm.
your parents' house, and you're looking at all four tunnels, it is the second one from the right. So I would really be intrigued. Maybe your sisters remember, or somebody in your family
Yeah,
remembers
it's
which one of those
possible.
tunnels
I
that
can-
you do not go through. Because, dude,
That's
if it's that
crazy.
second one from the right, coincidence maybe, but maybe not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't even
yeah.
be riding the other tunnels. I'm just saying.
Well, you'd have a hard time putting your head down.
Mhm,
with,
yeah, yeah, you would.
Well, 100%. Like what I'm saying is
You'd
I
have to
wouldn't
probably
be in
go-
the tunnels in general.
Your
even
hair
if it's
might-
not that
You
tunnel.
might have to go on a tricycle.
You know what? I'll
Take
just
a while
low
to get
crawl
through
it.
there,
I'll
like-
just low crawl. We're cool. Just low crawl that thing. It'll be fine. We'll get it. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's very, and you know what? Also, years later, I think I'd already moved out of my parents' house, but there were, if I'm not mistaken, 2 car accidents there where they came down the street, because there's a street that goes basically towards
Yeah,
the
right in front
those
of it.
tunnels,
Just directly.
and
right.
just, I think the lady got her head chopped off.
No, that was the motorcycle.
Was it the motorcycle?
Yeah, so it was a girl that snuck out at
Mhm.
night. That's the story I know, where
Mhm.
she snuck out and she jumped on the motorcycle with her boyfriend, and they took off at a high speed, and they didn't make that turn, and they both got decapitated.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
it was in that second tunnel from the right.
That's
Mhm.
crazy.
And I think I told you this, where I went through there. Me and my friend Jimmy used to go out in different places that are supposedly haunted here
Mhm.
around Vegas,
Mhm.
and we went in there one night. I think I told you this once before. It was around midnight, and we drove down the street just to kind of scope things out first. Turned around, came back, and when we came back, I'm almost positive it was your dad. I didn't know you at this time. This was before I had even met you. I'm almost positive it was your dad standing in front of his yard, like looking at us, like what is this car doing? Like, because it was kind of suspicious. We weren't trying to be suspicious, but it was kind of suspicious once we thought about it. And then we turned around and we came back, parked, and then we went inside those tunnels. And my friend Jimmy, we didn't know which one of the tunnels was supposedly haunted at that time. That was something I discovered later on. But we went down separate tunnels, and I went down the second one from the right, and he went down the furthest on the left.
Mhm.
And I got, once again, they're pretty long, and I found in the middle of that tunnel, in the middle of the night, it's midnight, a little plant, a little bamboo plant, just sitting in the middle of the tunnel, just sitting there. And it obviously, somebody had put it there, like it was some
Yeah.
sort of like gift or something
Offering
like that.
or
Who knows if
Yeah.
it had anything to do with the people that died or
Yeah.
whatever. But I didn't experience anything else. It did have a creepy feel to it, but I didn't see anything, didn't feel anything, didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
We went to the end of the tunnel, turned around, came back, jumped in our car, and left. So, but I've always been kind of intrigued by those tunnels,
yeah.
and I just thought that because you lived there and you grew up there, that maybe something happened. So,
Yeah, I don't remember as a kid growing up there anything specific, other than that again when we would go down those tunnels to cut across, going to the freeway, you definitely didn't go down one of them. Which one I
That's
don't
very
remember.
I'm interested in which one that is.
Very interesting.
So
I'm interested. Well, this was a lot of fun. I really,
This
really
was
a
enjoyed
blast.
this episode.
I enjoyed it.
Hector's coming back. This has
Yeah,
already been
awesome.
decided.
Thank you.
We
I
will
appreciate
drag your
that.
ass
We will-
down here
we
and
will
tie you
choose-
to that chair.
we will
It's not the
choose
first time you've been
Sit
tied
me
to a
down
chair.
and drink beer.
Not the first time he's tied to a chair, probably.
So, anyway, guys,
Okay, guys. So to recap, watch Blair Witch Project if you haven't seen it before.
it's a really good
If
movie.
you've seen it before, watch it again.
Don't hate on the camera thing.
Yeah. Shoot us a comment. Let us know if you liked it, hated it.
Or even call in. Hit us up, send us a message, and
Yes.
call in, and let's talk about it over the phone. You don't have to show up in person like Hector did, even though he is awesome for doing so, and we will have him back.
Awesome. I look forward
But
to it. Thank you.
Please let us know what you think of this movie. If you hated it, please even share that, because
Yeah.
I am curious to why you hated it.
Yeah. I mean, most people are going to hate it because of the shaky camera. But other than that, maybe
If
they
you have
hate it
another
for-
aspect of why you hate it, let's hear
Yeah.
that.
And then we talked about.
So to
Oh, we didn't have a Chasing Haunted Places tonight. That's right.
no Chasing Haunted Places tonight. That will be on the next episode. So favorite scary movies, we all touched on those.
Beer.
It's very debatable.
Beer.
Hector told the story of his laundry room. That
Más
has a lot of
cerveza.
Netflix on.
Sorry.
Beer.
Netflix on. Apparently, Aaron's got one thing on the mind.
Time to
So
go to the bar,
favorite beer. So we talked about that. That was a harder debate than I thought it was going to be. I thought that was actually going to be a lot easier. It wasn't so much. And then Aaron brought up
Guilty.
the one meal that we would have for the rest of our lives. So we put it all together. We got beer and the one meal we'd like for the rest
Steak.
of our lives. So that was it for today's segment, guys. Thanks for.
Let's get the wrong button. I meant to push this button.
Okay.
For Hector for coming.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you very, very much.
So
No, he really meant to press the first
I
one.
need to label these damn buttons.
They make cheat sheets,
I
but
suck at
he
sound,
still
man.
pushes any color he wants.
I get drawn a certain color.
It's like Russian roulette. Just push one and see what happens.
Freaking rainbow over here.
Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe.
Yeah.
If you want to see Hector back, let us know that too. If not, you can tell us, but we'll probably still have him back. It doesn't really matter.
No, that's okay. If they don't want me back, it's all right.
No, you're
I
coming
understand.
back.
I
You're coming
understand.
back. We're gonna do beer tasting at some point.
Beer.
Beer. Apparently, Aaron wants beer. We appreciate the support. We appreciate everybody that shares,
Yes.
subscribes, and likes, because it matters to us for some reason. I don't know why. No, I'm just kidding. No, we do appreciate it, guys.
We do, absolutely. And once again, we're going to have some more content coming from you. We're going to try to get Chase to go with us on a couple of our live interactions. I call them live interactions because we're not ghost
Wait,
hunters.
Chase? I go anyway.
Did I say Chase?
Mm-hmm, you said Chase.
We're going to have
But that's-
Hector. Good Lord.
He's been
Where's the
drinking
button?
beer,
Sorry,
apparently, because the man doesn't know what he's saying. Apparently, he has beer currently.
No, we're going to have Hector go with us on some of our live interactions.
That sounds like
because,
fun.
I think he will definitely be a good addition.
I will probably bring the beer.
You'll bring the
I bring the beer.
cerveza?
I'm down. I'm down.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah, so.
All right, guys.
And
Thanks,
touching
guys.
on the calling you guys on the phone about different stuff. I mean, maybe they have some things that have happened to them, like you said.
Yeah,
that
sure.
scary
Look,
laundry
look,
lights.
always,
I don't know.
always,
Whatever.
man.
You
Like,
know.
yeah, if y'all got a
That
creepy
sounds like-
story,
that
if y'all
sounds
got
like-
a look, if you
I would
have-
love to hear about those.
If you have a scary light in your laundry room too, definitely call in, because I'm super curious.
Or a haunted
For sure.
sink.
Those are things you cannot explain.
No, you can't.
You cannot explain them.
I mean, you probably can.
That'd be like a toilet flushing too, dude. There's no way you could flush a toilet without actually pushing the handle, right? Like toilets don't
I mean,
flush.
how did that thing lift up by itself without anybody around? Like, how do you explain it? I mean, somehow it
I don't have
happened,
an
right?
explanation.
If there's any
'cause
plumbers out there that can explain this, please.
There's not even backed up
Or
water pressure, so
electricians.
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Anyway, guys,
Sorry.
we know this is kind of a long, drawn-out one.
It was
We
fun.
appreciate you guys watching.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We got
Yep.
more stuff coming your way, as always.
As always.
Y'all have a good night.
Yep.
Take care.
We'll see
and
you guys
thanks for
again
watching.
soon. Thanks.
Salud.
See you
Bye bye.
guys.